Hi guys, my name is Alana, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I make mental health videos and I also do singing covers and just kind of like everyday lifestyle videos. So if you'd like to subscribe, please press that red button and also give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment on, if this video helps you. So as you've seen in the title for today's video, I'm going to be making just like a short video talking about BPD, borderline personality disorder, and anger. This is something that I have had personal experience with, and I thought I'd do a video sharing some tips that have helped me on ways to cope and ways to manage, because this can be really difficult. Just quickly, as my disclaimer at the beginning of the video, I'm making this video because I have personal experience, and I've also done mental health training. I have a certificate in mental health, but obviously you should always do your own research. So yeah, just letting you know that. So BPD, borderline personality disorder, is quite difficult to live with because it is based around not being able to really regulate your emotions, and it makes it really hard to understand what you're feeling. It makes it really hard to communicate your emotions because often you don't know what you're feeling, and that makes it hard. And also your feelings and emotions can be extremely intense, which leads to negative ways of coping often. So for me, I have always struggled with having a really bad temper and just being really angry, and I never knew why. And as a kid, I would have like major tantrums like for hours, and my mom didn't know what to do with me ever. And like even as a teenager, especially when I'm stressed, I know I can get really snappy with people. And if I'm in a really bad mood, I'll just like snap or like be really grumpy and irritable. So it's like a thing that's been going on for a long time. But I feel like I've come a long way with managing the emotions that come along with anger, I suppose. And I've done a lot of work on this in therapy and just on my own. And I've also done DBT, which is dialectical behavioral therapy, which is created for BPD, and I will be sharing some DBT tips within this video. So that being said, often for me, when I get angry, I don't get angry very much anymore. I get more irritable, I suppose, but like I don't get like extremely angry for long, prolonged periods of time anymore, because I've done so much work on it. But when I do get angry, I get angry. So it can be really hard to rein in this emotion, because I feel like once you feel angry, it's like literally seeing red, like you're literally like livid, like it's so hard. So my first tip is going to be know your triggers. So this means basically just know what makes you really angry. Like, what is some situations or maybe people or circumstances that tend to get you angry? Generally there's a pattern of things that will trigger you. So like for me, I feel like stress, like I was mentioning, is a really big trigger. If I'm really stressed, most people when they're stressed, they get snappy and they get really grumpy. So stress is a big one. For me, not sleeping, which is also another one for a lot of people. And also I tend to get really angry if like something has happened and I feel like it wasn't just, or it wasn't really like, I don't really know if fair is the right word, but like if something's happened to me or somebody else who I know that I just feel like was really wrong, that type of thing. But also things that can make me angry is literally just trying to do things like using my computer, like doing something on my computer and it doesn't work, and then I literally just get so angry. And trigger for me when I was a teenager was arguments. So if I started getting into an argument with with my mom or like with somebody in my family, like it would literally make me so angry. Like, oh my gosh, that was like a major trigger for me. It's not a trigger anymore, but as a teenager, like and even like when I was a kid, like that was just a massive one, like with any person if I had an argument. So yeah, basically you'll have your own triggers. Know what triggers you. Maybe every time you feel like you're having like an episode of getting really angry, afterwards reflect when you're calm and write down like what you were doing when you got really angry, or you know, if somebody said something to you, often it will be like a phrase that somebody says to you that sets you off. So write that down, it's really helpful later on. Number 2, have a plan of attack. So this means to, maybe you need to walk out of the room. So you need to put some things in place of, okay, when I get really angry, because it's going to happen, what am I going to do? So you need to have like sort of like a plan. So for me, sometimes the best thing for me is to walk out of the room or wherever I am, or to stop what I'm doing. So if I'm trying to do something on a computer, if I'm trying to, I don't know, do whatever, do like, you know, in high school, if I was doing an assignment, I just need to stop and I need to just go to my room, because my room is like my safe place. So I go to my room, or like someone else will tell me, just go to your room and just like calm down kind of thing. So I'll go to my room and I'll just like go on my phone or do something that is like distracting, and it just really helps me. So you need to find something that's gonna like help you kind of like just calm down a bit. And sometimes I think a really good strategy is to say it's with another person, like you're arguing about something. I would say the best way is to just communicate and say to the person, look, I'm not trying to be rude, I just need to go away and sit by myself for a while and think, because I don't want to get more angry and upset, but I'll come and talk to you later. When you say I'll come and talk to you later, this is communicating to the person that you still want to sort out whatever you're talking about. You're not trying to disregard their emotions or invalidate them, but you just need time to go off and be on your own. But it doesn't mean that you're like avoiding the situation. So I think that's a really good way of coping with that. So number 3 is to use breathing techniques. This does work, I feel like, but it just depends like how angry you are, because often like if you were at like level like 9, like 10, this hasn't worked for me, but if it's kind of like a smaller situation, this can be really helpful. So box breathing is something that's really great. So I do breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and breathe out for 4. You can do all sorts of different box breathing, it doesn't really matter. You can do different ones. I find that one the best. I don't really have very good lungs, so that's why I do that one. This is really good because it calms your body. Physically, you need to calm your nervous system down, so you need to slow your heart rate, because when you get really angry, your body is reacting, so you know, like your chest, your heart, sorry, is probably pounding really fast. You're probably like feeling really hot and sweaty, and you know, you got a headache or whatever, because your body is reacting to the emotion, and your body is producing heaps of adrenaline. So it's really good to do this to calm your nervous system down. This regulates your body temperature and also calms your heart rate. Number 4 ties in with number 3, which is do some physical exercise, some really intense exercise. So this can be go away and just run on the spot for like 10 minutes. Maybe you want to go do weights. Maybe you want to go outside and go for a walk on your own and just calm down and think about, you know, whatever is going on. That can be really helpful. Getting outside is a really good one. Like just go and sit outside for like, even if it's just a couple minutes. So that one can be really good because it gets all that anger and that physical like built up emotion out in a healthy way that's not destructive to you or anyone else. So number 5 is to sit with the emotion for 5 minutes. This is similar to going to your room and just sitting there like in your safe place and putting some music on or whatever. This is really good. You can do this with any emotion, but sitting with an emotion can be quite hard and uncomfortable, but you can set a timer on your phone for like 5 minutes and go and sit and just let yourself feel angry. You don't have to like get rid of the emotion of anger. It's just how you deal with it and trying not to let it like affect you in a bad way or anyone else. because emotions aren't bad. Anger is there for a reason. You need this emotion. It's just, you know, you don't want to let it get completely over the top where it's ruining your relationships or your relationship with yourself. So that's also another one that can work. And my last one, which is number 6, dig a bit deeper. So often anger is actually secondary emotion, which means that, you know, you can feel really angry, but then it's actually not anger you're feeling. You might just be sad, or you might be really anxious. I know for me, like when I'm really anxious, I get really like grumpy because I don't know how to deal with it. And so often it's like a secondary emotion signaling that there's something else going on that you're not addressing or that you're not aware of, which is why sitting with the emotion can be really helpful, because you can maybe figure out that you're actually anxious maybe instead. So like, you know, ask yourself like, what's underneath the anger? Am I actually angry about this thing, or am I scared? Am I sad? I don't have it with me right now. It's difficult to find because I've got like a massive folder here, but I have a whole folder of DBT information, and in there I have this emotion wheel which actually has all the different emotions. I'll try to find one and link it down below. It labels like all different emotions, and it has different words to describe the emotion. Another one that I have here, which I got given in DBT when I did the emotional regulation model, was ways to describe emotions. So this is so helpful because I never know what I'm feeling. It's so messy in my head and I never know. So having an emotion chart, a way to describe your emotions, is so helpful. So for anger here, it says ways to describe it. So anger can be bitterness, grouchiness, hostility, rage, vengefulness, can't even say that word, indignation, irritation, agitation, you know, a bunch of words. Then it says prompting event for feeling anger. So it could be having an important goal blocked. So this is what your triggers could be. You or someone you care about being attacked or threatened, losing power, status, or respect, not having things turn out the way you expected, physical or emotional pain, etc. Then it says interpretation of events that prompted the anger. So believing that you're being treated unfairly, which is what I was saying, which is one of my big ones. Believing that important goals are being blocked and stopped. Believing that things should be different than they are. Ruminating on events that set off anger. So triggering situations. Judging a situation is wrong, or rigidly thinking that I'm right and that's it. Which rigid thinking, black and white thinking, splitting, as you can also call it in BPD, is very big. Splitting is a whole nother thing which I can make a video on if you are interested in it. But yeah, that can be really difficult when you're stuck in that very rigid, stubborn mindset of I'm right, and you know, you may be right, but that's another thing that can make the anger like last longer and get worse. So then it says biological changes and experience of anger, which is what I was talking about before. So muscles tighten, your teeth might be clenched, your hands are clenching, your face will get really hot, and you're getting sweaty, you feel like you're gonna explode, you might start crying, you want to hit something or someone. Often when I get really angry, I completely like trash my room and like throw things. Yeah, basically those type of things. So then there is after effects of anger, narrowing of attention, attending to the only situation that's making you angry, so not being able to do anything else or focus on anything else but the anger, ruminating on the situation, imagining future situations that will make you angry, or dissociating or becoming really numb. So this is just like a simple thing that I got given when I did DBT, and I kind of was explaining this within the tips, but you can find all of this by just Googling or getting a DBT workbook or Googling free DBT handouts. This is under emotional regulation. Another one that you can also do is pros and cons. You can do this as a reflection activity. So what were the pros and cons of acting on the anger? And you can just go through that and have a look. So those are my tips for you guys. please comment if this was helpful in any way, or if you want me to address any other issue. I have worked so hard on this, and I feel like I've improved so much, and I really rarely get angry now. So yeah, this is something that does work, but you just have to put a lot of effort in, have to repeat over and over again. And therapy has been so helpful. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!